Does anyone else have the same experience that I do? That, I've been to so many things. Like, I'm old enough to remember Golden Products, right, and Sportron and all of those. And they had these testimonials about asthma and hay fever, and then I was in there. Even the body talk guys. I went and I saw the founder speaking. He was so impressive. I said to my wife, the financial director, right, in the marriage, right? So I need $5,000 to go for these body talk sessions. She said, fine. And none of them work. Can you remember Spirulina? Spirulina, you know what their slogan was? Jet fuel for humans. I was so excited. I really clicked there. Spirulina, taking the thing, but it did nothing. And then, so I'm like, I'm skeptical, seriously, but I love health and I love money and I love the two together. So I thought, so Chris goes, and then I'm looking at it, he's so enthusiastic, you can't say no to Chris. It's like, after a while you just go, all right, Chris, I'll join and let's test this thing together. So I put when I got my X39, I put it on. Within, I think, 20 minutes, I WhatsApped him. I said, I can feel like tingling in my neck. Is that normal? Now, I could feel it immediately. Okay, so now, my mental clarity, great. I feel better. Okay, I've got more energy. Now, you can't prove those things, right? What is interesting is I'm asthmatic, right? So I've got one of those little oximeters that check your blood oxygen. And I'm a little bit, I'm scared of death and stuff. So what's that word when you get all the diseases?
Hypochondria.
Yeah, I've got that hypochondria stuff. So, like, I take my blood pressure and everything all the time. So my blood oxygen levels are normally 91, 92. It's supposed to be 95, right? 3 weeks later, my blood oxygen is 96. That's above normal. It's actually a miracle. But we know it's not a miracle. We're not allowed to say that, right? But it's actually, you would call that a miracle. Now, my blood pressure, I'm on blood pressure tablets, so it's a bit difficult to actually know what's working, right? But normally I'm like 127 over 87. It's okay, but it's a little bit high. Now, 120 over 80. And you know what's interesting is they kind of make those, not claims, because they don't make claims, but they suggest that blood pressure could come down, and that when you look at the GKH, the copper peptide, outside of the researcher, because I've researched, before I put this thing on my neck, I researched this stuff, right? Because I don't trust anyone. I don't even trust myself. I'm not going to trust Chris with something on my back. So I tested it and I researched it, and they do a lot of, they use the copper peptide for respiratory system, respiratory healing, like in the doctors. So, and one of the claims they say is what could happen is you get deeper breath and your heart, the strange rhythms in your heart will get better. Well, I've got more oxygen in my blood and it's from something, and the only thing I've really changed is that. So other thing, inflammation, right? So I have some arthritis. Okay, now my fingers are usually like, they all look like that one. I can point around corners because this one's gone a little bit skippy. Hey, you over there, Chris. Okay, but if you ask my wife, she'll tell you my fingers look normal. They look more normal than in the last 10 years, and that's because the inflammation and the pain have gone out of it. Yesterday I met my virtual PA, Loris, and she actually, I told her about this, and she said, please, can I buy 15 from you because I can't afford the full amount. I said, yeah, sure. And then also she's clever, she's not paying the postage now because I'm paying the postage and she's buying them from me, so that's great. I met her at Monte Casino and she's got some back pain, so we put it on her back, and we're having some coffee at Seattle, and she said, oh, I can feel tingling in my legs. I said, that's a good sign. I mean, it's interesting, right? You put something on that says it's going to do stuff and then it does. It's like physical evidence immediately. Anyway, I got home. 2 hours later, I WhatsApped her. Are you still tingling? She said, no, I'm not. But, and it's a very big but. She says, but there's a big but. The but is, I have been in pain in my lower back for over 2 months. I sent in the WhatsApp. For over 2 months. So much so that I have to be careful when I walk. And now I am out of pain. Out of pain. That's just 2 hours later. She says, this stuff works. I mean, hallelujah. I know. So, ladies and gents, I suggest if you haven't joined up, just join up. Give it a test. The nice thing about it is there's nothing that's going in. It's not like a nicotine patch, right? that's putting nicotine in to get you over your addiction. This thing's just reflecting your own infrared back at you through some crystals, stimulates peptides, which then stimulate stem cells. So I can't wait. There are a couple of other things they speak about complexion. I've got some marks on my faces. I believe they've got lighter. My liver spots on my hand, can you see them? Yeah, because they're gone. That's why they're actually, you can find them, but they're not black anymore. My very gross veins, very varicose veins, have lessened down. So I watched something by the founder the other day. Thank you for that, Chris. He said, like, the blood will get down to your feet. We're not allowed to make any claims about this and this. But those things on my ankles have got less. So does it work? I do believe so. Not only from like things, but physical evidence. And the biggest one is my oxygen blood levels from 91, 92 to 95, 96. Unbelievable. I'll call it a miracle.